All right, we're back for game 3. This one is Cleveland at Dallas. This is John Mikulas's Cleveland Browns coming here at 2-4 in the round robin. They're the number 6 seed, and they're going to face Ronnie's Dallas Cowboys. They were 3-2-1. Some frustrating games for Ronnie here in this tournament. Games that just some of the craziest games for the Dallas Cowboys. Cleveland, despite having a lower points for than both New England and Denver, actually fared better, not only record-wise, but scoring-wise. And some of this because he's got 5 and 6 on that red zone. So, again, those aren't great, but hit them. And more importantly, they can score on interception returns as well. And this team produces interceptions on a 6. So Cleveland is fun because you just, when you roll that defense, you just don't know if they're going to cause a turnover, if they're going to then have a chance to take it back to the house. So Cleveland's one of those teams I expect might upset somebody. However, they drew a powerhouse. This Dallas offense generally racking up points. They're averaging about 27 points a game in my little tournament. However, they're only 3-2-1. So, all right, Ronnie with this Dallas Cowboy team was dangerous. I'm going to be honest with you. I remember as a kid the only team and the only person that gave me a run with my Raiders consistently was Ron. Jeff was always a tough out because he coached so well. He played the game so well. He played us as coaches so well. And Jeff was a master at understanding that clock. I didn't care about the clock. I used my best weapons and I tried to set up either great runs or big passes, just like the Raiders. And Ronnie with Dallas, man, was so good. So good. I think we had a game. We had one game where he beat me like 63-21 or something. Just lit my arse up in Status Pro. It was unbelievable. So, again, he's one of these. This is the team I suspect. If we're going to see anyone upset the apple cart and win it all, it'll be Dallas. However, if we see an upset in this tournament, beyond Dallas's ability to climb up through 2-1 would be Cleveland maybe beating Dallas right here. Dallas gets the ball. They do have both interception and fumble returns, but no kick or punt returns in this game. So Dallas will get the kickoff, bring it out to about the 25, and they go to work against a very good, there it is, Cleveland's defense shows up. So John Mikulas, head coach, has got the advantage here, and he's going to first force a turnover on downs as Ronnie drives down and says, I ain't going to kick a field goal here. I can't believe I've had a turnover on downs on first possession, I think, of every game we've played. Unbelievable. That's remarkable. So Ronnie, sticking with what's going on around the table here, says, I'm going for it. And guess what? It ain't going to work, Tony Dorsett, as the Cleveland Browns stuff that hole. All right, Cleveland goes to work, and you got to imagine they're probably deep in their own territory. Ronnie going for it with Tony Dorsett deep in the red zone. Here we go. Cleveland goes to work on a long march. They're going to draw offense. This could be good for them. 4. No, they're going to have to punt. They just missed. Remember I said, for some reason, I was hitting their 5s and 6s pretty regularly, and they were doing better than I would have expected based on their points for. Anyway, I missed it barely by 1 there, and Dallas has no punt return. They're going to get the ball back. So you can imagine they drive out 3rd and 9. On 4th and 9, they just punt it away. Dallas has the ball somewhere around the 50, and they're going to go to work on a short field. It's going to be, this is where the Cleveland wheels could come off offense. Ronnie getting the best of him in the play calling. Picked off! I speak too soon! Danny White drops back. And Ronnie getting a little greedy, takes a shot to Tony Hill deep. And it's intercepted. This team, Hanford, Dixon, Frank Minifield, I love those 2 cornerbacks. They were the other 2 tandem outside of the Raiders. 2 cornerbacks that I thought was brilliant. And guess what? They can return this for a touchdown. This could be epic for Cleveland. No, they won't do it, but they got the ball back on a short field. So again, he drops back, heaves the ball deep to Hill, thinking he can get away with one. And Dixon makes him pay, returns it up to about the 30. And the Cleveland Browns go back to work. Defense, Ronnie's on him. And he's going to call he's going to force a punt for Cleveland. Does Dallas get their extra drive? They do. Dallas goes to work. Again, I see this as right now, Cleveland's backs to the wall. They're in the corner here. as Dallas has had the ball around midfield. You know this whole game. I can see it based on what's happening. Uh-oh, Cleveland, they got a stingy defense when they want it, or they got an opportunistic defense. 9, punt. So Dallas earned their extra drive, but they ended up punting. So again, Cleveland's going to be pinned deep, and they do not get their extra drive. So Dallas ate all the time in the first, and then coffin corner punted them and pinned them deep. Folks, Cleveland has them right where they want them. They're holding down the most dangerous scoring team outside of the Raiders. 0-0 first quarter. Holy cow, folks. However, Ronnie ate up the clock, and then coffin corner punted him. But it's going to come out as Dallas is going to continue. Remember, it's abstract, so we're going to stay in the order despite my narrative. Dallas gets the ball back. Here they go. Or maybe I should say, well, they punted. So anyway, offense is going to be Ronnie's Dallas Cowboys. 6. Red zone. Oh, no, here it comes. And they score, folks. My God, do they score. They are efficient at scoring touchdowns. Yep, TD pass. There it is, White. So they can't hold White down all day. TD pass. Ronnie with a fist pump as he finds his favorite target, Doug Cosby, baby. White, TD pass to Cosby. He loved his tight end. Cosby, I should say loves, probably still does care about him in a little bit. Oh, and their extra point's automatic. Oh, and I rolled a 12, but it's good. It is automatic. They don't miss it. But holy cow, if they did, that would have missed. And right there, now John Mikulas and his Cleveland Browns are kind of in a world of hurt here. They have got to find a way to get the most out of Pruitt and White. And they've got a Hall of Famer in Newsome. They've got Dave Logan, Colorado State Hall of Famer. Wow, Dave Logan was an amazing athlete. Here we go, Cleveland Browns and Brian Sipe, man, Mr. Cardiac Kids in 1980. Can Cleveland muster something to give Dallas a fight? Here we go. Offense. 8. No, they're going to punt. Darn it. I got the offensive roll I wanted. It would have been picked off over here. So, trust me, we want that offense over here. Dallas has an interception on Everson Walls on 8. All right, Dallas goes back to work. Defense, 12. Oh, it's a chance at a safety. If I roll a 1 or a 2, Cleveland is going to sack Danny White for a safety. No, but they're going to have to punt. That would have been epic to see Cleveland get a defensive safety. Cleveland, though, they must be winning. They've ebbed them down, and now it's punting. Guess who's now pinned on this side of the field? Cleveland goes to work. Offense, 7. No, picked off. No, Sipe, you can't do that. Sipe intercepted by Walls. And, folks, they can score on a 3. They do not. But Dallas, do they get their drive? They do. Does time run out on them? It does not. So Dallas, an incredibly effective offense, gets their drives. Offense 3, red zone. You got to be kidding me. Offense 3, that's red zone. Defense 3 is a fumble, baby. That would have been why Cleveland, again, that opportunistic defense. Oh, no, it would have been interception, excuse me. But as it is, somehow Ronnie's found a way to put together a long drive here with maybe 5 minutes remaining in the quarter. And 6, they're going to score a TD pass. White drops back. He's now decided he's going to risk the biscuit in the air against this backfield. My God, man. Dixon. Hanford might not have been there yet. I can't remember when Hanford came on. Anyway, White TD pass 2. It's got to be Pearson, Drew Pearson. And the extra point is automatic. Don't even have to roll. Can Cleveland get their final drive? Yes. Does time run out on Cleveland? It does not. Cleveland goes to work with their final drive. Can they do something? Offense, 6. Red zone. That's what I was talking about. I managed to do that more for Cleveland than anybody. Hit that 5 and 6. Can they get a touchdown and make this interesting? 7. TD pass. So Sipe comes out on fire with not a lot of time left, drives down the field, and throws a Dave Logan bomb to Dave Logan. Sipe finds him. Extra point is also automatic. Folks, I'm telling you, if Cleveland can find a way to get some interceptions, they could upset these guys. White with a touchdown pass. White with a touchdown pass. 14. Sipe with an interception, but then Sipe found Logan on the final drive of the half. It's 14-7 at half. Man, these have been brilliant games. Normally, Dallas, finds a way. Again, they score 27 on average in my round robin. They're already halfway there, so there's a good chance they're going to get to 28. But if Cleveland can just get 2 more stops in this half, they could maybe upset Dallas. Cleveland gets the ball to start the second half. It's going to be offense 11, turnover on downs. I cannot believe it. So Cleveland drives down the field, and instead of taking the long field goal attempt to make it 14-10, he decides on 4th and 2 to go for it. And no, they're not going to get there against that flex defense. Ronnie calls the perfect play. I can see it now, and Ronnie's cheering. Big smile. I can see Ronnie, man, playing his day. Dallas, especially when he gets to move his defensive sheet and pick up that offensive sheet with all of his badass offensive players. And then he wants to punish you. 4, it's going to be a punt. It ain't going to work. The offense ends up failing to get going, and he has to punt the ball. Cleveland takes over. Cleveland defense, 8. It's going to be punt. So now the defenses are showing up here, folks, in the third quarter. Ronnie gets the ball back, probably around his own 38 or so. Snaps the ball. It's offense 4. It's going to be punt. Does Cleveland get their drive? They do. So Cleveland goes to work. Their final drive of the third for Cleveland. It's going to be offense 11. Turnover on downs. Cleveland now, that's twice they could have taken long field goals. Instead, they push the boundaries on a 4th and 3, 4th and 1, something like that. As again, they know if they don't score 7 here, it's win or go home. And somehow Ronnie has got him figured out, calling the perfect defense. Dallas, do they get their drive? They do. Oh, this is killer, man. Dallas goes to work because the more drives they get, the better chance they have of adding those points up. Defense 4. Red zone. No. So Mikulus calls the perfect play, but Ronnie has got the perfect counter. Let's see what comes from it. 7. Yep, TD run. You didn't think Dorsett would be shut out, did you really? Let's be honest. Did any of us here listening to this think that Tony Dorsett would come through this game without scoring? Oh no, a defensive quarter for both teams, but on the final drive of the third, Dallas finds a way to conserve time and gets that extra drive in, and it ends with Dorsett. The irony is the defense was on it, but Dorsett hits the right numbers and sprints into the end zone. Touchdown. Cleveland starts the fourth, now behind by 14. It's going to be defense 10, punt. No, Cleveland's in trouble, folks. They're given a fight, but man, they're in trouble. Dallas goes to work after the punt. Offense 6 is going to be a red zone. Dallas now, as I said, this team scores 27 on average. This could be 28. 5 is TD pass, White TD pass to Hill. He's going to spread it around. PAT's good. There's their 28, folks. And I know it's anticlimactic, but Dallas, the problem with Dallas is you know they're going to get their chances. You have got to find a way to either stop them or you've got to find a way to get the most out of your possessions. This Dallas team, I think, is going to win it all. Offense for Cleveland, but they have to punt. Dallas goes to work. They still have drives left here. Offense 5. Fumble. They fumble at Dorsett. He's now trying to run the clock out, and Dorsett late coughs it up. Does Cleveland get their final drive? Ooh, barely. Does time run out? It does. Cleveland will not. Does Dallas get their final drive? They could. Does time run out on them? It does not. So they fumble, but they recover it, and they get to keep driving. That's what that tells me. And defense 8 is going to be a forced punt, so Cleveland will force them to punt, but it's going to be end of game as time expires on the final tick. White throws a touchdown. That made it 28, so they got their 27, folks. Dorsett coughed it up. Could have been worse. Cleveland mustered 7 points on a Brian Sipe going into the tunnel at halftime, bombed a Logan. 7-28, and that's the problem. Cleveland is the lowest scoring team in the game. They have not been in my round robin. These two teams scored less than Cleveland, but today Cleveland musters only 7 points. Cleveland drops to 2-5, and that will wrap up their stay at our table. So we would invite, obviously, John to hang around with us, watch the tournament, have pizza, help us do statistics, track time, right? So the coaches can coach, and everybody else gets to watch and root and bear witness and talk smack. And Dallas, Ronnie, all smiles, goes to 2, 4, and 1 as his Cowboys get it done with White throwing 3 touchdowns and Dorsett punching one in. White also threw an early interception, which could have been devastating in the first, but it didn't pan out for Cleveland. Thank you for watching, folks. This has been Drive Time Football, 1982, custom set. Going back in time, imagining all of us sitting around my basement playing status pro football and enjoying these amazing teams and camaraderie, friendship. It's a chance just to go back in time, not just to revisit our favorite seasons and favorite teams, but to also go back and revisit our favorite memories of our youth playing Stratomatic or something. I'm not playing that game. We're playing something else, but I'm solo now. I'm playing a different version, which is why I asked John to make this custom set for me, because this game for me is so much fun. I wanted to reminisce like that. The thing I love about fast play games, abstract games like this, is I can imagine in my head the narrative of who's coaching the teams and what's happening on the field, and I'm still getting a game. It's fantastic. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.